The story of Chase County reached the world. Some were even moved to uproot their lives and relocate to this 770 square mile neighborhood.
Coincidence, you could say, but it had to happen. It was William Bleeps Moon who brought us here. I had read Blue Highways. Blue Highways became a cult book in Europe in the days that America still had quite a lot of fans in Europe. And the pages in newspapers were filled with advertisements for vacations in America. People would come here. And because I'd read Blue Highways and loved the book, we even during vacations traveled parts that he had traveled in Arizona, for instance. And that's why I knew that when PrairyErth came out that I had to read that one, and I got fascinated by PrairyErth. So I'm a promoter of the book because it changed my life. And to build a shed, so we'll salvage everything and use it for a good purpose, you know.
See, it's a traditional art form, but I turned it into something way more...
Ton and Ans Haak, originally from the Hague, bring a global perspective to the town of Matfield Green, which has doubled in population since PrairyErth was published, from around 30 to 60.
The hills and the grasses and the buffalo.
Ans, come on out. I want you. These two good misses.
You were the one who fucked up my life. Nice meeting you. I've been reading your books for 20 years now.
What in PrairyErth made this place a spot you wanted to look at?
I think it was what you call the deep map that attracted me. I had not many times read a story about a small piece of the earth that went so deep into all the facets of it, the people, the geology, the history, the architecture, the animals, and so on and so on. And that was one of the things that opened my eyes to the value of the Midwest.
With PrairyErth, Heat Moon wanted to set down a deep map of this community, an exploration of everything past and present, a psychogeography of people and land.
I would come into some small places, some village, a small town, and get to know a couple of people and begin to hear a little bit about the history of what was going on there. And I would begin to become attached and get interested in this place. And I'd want to stay and fill out these stories. I wanted to get an encyclopedic knowledge of a particular place. But the point of Blue Highways is a lot of places in a limited time. 13,000 miles in 3 months. But I kept wanting to stop and go deep instead of go horizontal across the country. I wanted to go vertical.
The deep map moves at the pace of the landscape, deliberate and steadfast, a pace perhaps in which modern America has lost interest.
That's why we need to start digging deeper in America. And from there I started thinking about one of the problems with Americans, morally, ethically, environmentally, socially, is that we don't connect enough with the land itself. Mm-hmm. We don't connect enough with the depth of our history, even though it's you know, we're talking about 400 or 500 years here. If we, in terms of Euro-American history, if we talk about Native American history included, then we go back even farther. But we as Americans, particularly Euro-Americans, we don't go back far enough. So we need something to draw people into the depths of history, and if they do that, and the land is involved, and when I say land, I'm speaking certainly immediately about soil, earth, maybe we can start connecting people with the lands. If you believe in the land, then all sorts of other actions become good or they become immoral if you belong to the land. It doesn't solve every human moral dilemma, but it takes care of a lot of them. And this feeling that so many young people have of not being connected, if you connect with the land, you're connected, and if you connect with the land, you're connected with the cosmos, given that the soil comes from the cosmos. So I wanted to try to write a book about a place that Americans thought there's nothing that happens there of interest. Well, And it happens that place is very near the very center of the 48 states.